It's Abigail. That's a very close-up of her ugly face. Holy shit. Fine, John, tell you what discovered. No. Going to the Judgment House. I do actually kind of want to go back to the cemetery now and find that last... whatever it was. The last collectible anyway, because it would be nice to round that off as well. Okay, I'm just out of the quarantine hospital for the yellow fever, and I've found not only where the thing is, but, well, I looked it up, but also apparently I can question someone's head.
Up like this.
I wish I could agree, but it's all my fault. I let people believe that I was something I'm not. They called me a war hero, but I was just a coward. For years, I'd retell gruesome war stories of how I crushed the enemy. But they were just lies I told in exchange for free drinks at the bar. I never saw any combat.
Well, you pissed somebody off to get here.
He was going to expose me for the fraud I was. So I tried to kill him.
But he found out before you could do it.
He and some buddies dragged me out here and left me to die. No one ever came looking for me. Too ashamed, I suppose.
I don't be so hard on yourself. I've put away men a lot worse than you.
That
Yeah,
damn
okay.
flask has brought nothing but trouble.
So I guess he was buried up to his neck. That's a brutal way to kill someone. As if there's an unbrutal way. Okay, well I definitely had to look this one up, but I wouldn't have found it by myself.
It's not that I was lazy or anything, I was just bored. Stolen goods were always more interesting to me. I could just look at whatever it was and relive the exciting memory of the theft itself. Sometimes I was worried that I'd get caught. Other times I was riding an adrenaline rush. But it wasn't until the last thing I ever stole that I truly felt afraid. I remember it like it was yesterday, despite the years I've been trying to forget it. My friends and I snuck into a graveyard to drink a few beers like we normally did on a boring weeknight.
As a normal,
We
well-adjusted
headed for our
person
usual
does.
spot, an old run-down mausoleum. Only this time it was locked. It seemed someone had finally taken an interest in the dead guy it belonged to and didn't appreciate us partying there. So we split up and went looking for a new place. Finally, I found another.
Why are you drinking in mausoleums? What the
One
fuck
of
is
its
wrong with
walls
you?
had begun to crumble away, but I squeezed through. The inside looked the same as all the others, except for one thing. Lying there on top of the central tomb was a dusty frame that contained a wreath made of elaborately braided rope. Knowing that antiques were valuable, I took it. I figured I'd wait a week before selling it in case anyone reported it stolen. So when I got home, I hid it at the top of my closet and went to sleep. That night, I had horrible nightmares of a dead-faced hag with rotting flesh. No matter how many times I woke up, she always found her way back into my dreams. Over the next few days, the nightmares got worse. I'd wake up only to find clumps of my hair missing and my scalp bleeding. I chalked it up to stress and feelings of guilt about stealing from the graveyard. So the next day I went to a pawn shop to sell the wreath and be done with it. I could feel a shiver run down my spine when the pawnbroker informed me that the wreath wasn't made from a rope at all. It was actually made from the human hair of a deceased loved one. as was customary in the late 1800s.
Dude, what are you doing, 1800s?
I wanted the nightmares to stop,
Weird custom.
so I sold it to him. Unfortunately, it didn't work that way.
No shit, you have to give it back.
Now, I spend my time trying to track it down, hoping to return it so I can finally get some sleep.
Yeah. Don't hang out in mausoleums, drink and steal from the dead. Fuck you, buddy. Okay, back to the Judgment House. Ooh. We haven't been here before, have we? They're doing building. Maybe I have been here and hoovered up all the clues. Yeah, that seems to be the case. The Salem Bank. I actually did have a look around there at that other thing, but I can't reveal it still. Probably unlikely that I'll find all of the gas cans just in the town. It's just too big an area. I mean, if I was on my own time, I would probably obsessively check every nook and cranny. Then I wouldn't find them all, so I'd have to look up a guide, but I'm doing this on your time, so... Known as Judgment House, the former residence of Judge John Hawthorne 1641 to 1717. That's not a bad innings for the 17th century. Who at times held court in his own parlour room. The former residence, yeah, who held court in his room. He kept the accused locked in his cellar, as was the custom in colonial times. The past was the worst. His unfortunate role in the witch trials of 1692 became a permanent blotch on his name. And rightly so! Fuck's sake. Like, he sentenced people to die horribly. You deserve to have that remembered about you.
I always heard this place
asshole.
was such an interesting museum back in its heyday. Now it's just a place propped up by rusty nails and rumors. A place you wouldn't dare your worst enemy to go into.
Well, you're dead. The worst that can happen is you lose your soul and don't get to go and see your love forever.
Alright.
Is that worse than dying?
Judgment House. Huh. Maybe this abandoned place isn't so abandoned after all.
Oh, police car.
I hate it when I'm right.
I mean, surely Baxter, he used to be a detective. He would drive his own car. When did he get demoted? I feel like I should know that, but I didn't even know he was demoted. But I mean, Baxter couldn't be responsible for the 72-73 killing spree, could he? Could he? I guess not. Maybe he's copycatting that, so... Copycatting, yes. KSS stuff. Ashes to Ashes. It looks... Is that the Maleficatum? Or whatever it was called. Info about the killer. She who does the devil's dance shall drop and crack and sway, and jig up on the road perchance the devil's dues to pay. I'm glad that was written down in text form, because holy shit, I wouldn't have been able to read that for myself. Oh god. On natural bridge of ghost and flesh, you harvest souls as though a friend. You cut with scythe with pitchfork fresh, until you meet your righteous end. It rhymes. Poetry's so stupid. It's like the least worthwhile form of writing. I mean, yes, it can be clever, but it's still so, like, just write a proper story. Banned on Poetry Chip. Wait, was that something else? No. I'm guessing this is going to be a maze. And no doubt there will be demons. And then we'll spot the killer. He'll be like, taking out demons. He'll save our life. And he'll be like, bro, I see you're the one who's also been killing demons. And we'll be like, what? Let man beware who keeps so foul a witch who harm beneath his wing. She casts her spell upon his soul. Soul doesn't rhyme with foul. And wreaks damnation's reckoning. You know what? I'm glad this isn't in first person, or it would be much spookier. There we go. Ooh. To rid the land of nature's guilt for exercise of power requires more vigilance than thou wit. 'Tis always judgment hour.
Holy shit. Look at all this crap. What is this?
It's a war room.
Fresh paint. This one's just been done.
The witch who flew from her own mother, herself a witch, herself in flight, shall meet her death like so many other, and leave both realms this very night.
Well, if nothing else, the killer's active. That's like 6
no,
people he's
that's
killed in the
about
last
Joy.
hour.
This looks like the Bell Killer's war room. I should check this all out.
Didn't actually expect him to say war room as well. Can we get through there? I wanted the clue, or I could just walk through the wall. What the fuck?
The vibrations I'm getting from this house are off the charts. It's like the museum. The old violence tries to take over the new. I have to tell Officer Baxter about this. This could be a vital piece.
Okay. Alright, well, let's deal with the demons later, shall we? Personal items. Trophies? That's what I was going to say. With that question mark. A collection of what seem to be personal items taken from the Bell Killer's victims, maybe. Map of the locations of all his murders, but in more detail than the police know. Yeah. This is... well, I mean, he must have been planned in order to seek out mediums, but still, goddamn. 1903, The Devil Made Me Do It. In surprisingly clear font. Mayor Studer deflects blame after being charged with a series of torturous murders. Wow. Let me out. Sure. Just occasionally pressing tab doesn't take you out of the evidence. Whatever. Third hanging victim discovered in 1940. Bizarre hangings and 3 recent murders harken back to Salem's shameful past. Wow, okay, so it is every 30 years. Or so. 30, 40 years. So in the 40s, the 70s, and now. And presumably through the last 300 years. These are the methods the killer used to murder the victims, and how each one of them died. Can't tell if he's consistent or schizophrenic. Wow. Oh look, there's a man there. A couple of men there. So all the crushings were women. Is that a guillotine at the bottom? Don't think so. Oh, it's the stake. That's equally split. The hanging, mostly men. And the drowning, again, looks mostly men. 23 victims, it looks about 10 of them are women. From these pictures. That's way off the German 80% split we had before.
Wait. Similar murders, multiple killers, decades apart. Is this a string of copycats? A conspiracy? What else did you hide in this house, you freak? What was
Hid
that?
demons. So only 2, but what's the bet? There's going to be like nowhere to hide. Early. Third person cheese is failing me. There we go. Don't see me. She's coming this way. Oh shit, I can't run through that wall. Oh shit, that was distract, not hide. I'm smart. Right, if you could go and get distracted now, that would be super helpful. Hopefully I'm not standing so far through the wall that I'm visible. There we go. Oh shit, he's coming through. Or not. Okay. Ooh. I thought I'd fucked up majorly there. Not today. Although it's all taking over the course of one night, so yeah, technically today I've made many, many mistakes. Ahoy. That was a nice little hidey hole. Where was... I saw another thing. Oh, there we go. I kind of want to collect all these now because I found most of the other things. It's like I don't even know him, and I felt so close, but to a man in my imagination, I would think that something like a criminal record should really come up earlier in a relationship. It's not even the past that's keeping me away now. It's that he didn't tell me right away. He said his tattoos made it obvious, but I don't know. Not obvious enough, I guess. It might be too late for us. Guess you weren't upfront enough. The small kitchen area inside the house was used by servants for tea preparation, but not for major meals. Those were served by prepared by slaves in a detached kitchen, because of the danger of kitchen fires in colonial times. The danger of fire was very real and common. The house probably had half a dozen different kitchens at its time, and there is none left standing on the grounds today. Yep. Very glad we have modern fire engines today. And trucks. If you watch Chicago Fire. Which you should, because it's a good show. I brought that up before. Right, we're definitely going to get stuck on one book, but let's see what we can do. Let's believe in Ronan, shall we? Eek! Jeepers. Oh, 4 of them. Holy crumbs. Oh dear. I think I'm gonna have to make a ballsy move to that guy on the left. Ballsier than that, Ronan. Okay, that's not gonna work. And also probably a good thing it didn't, otherwise that other one would have seen me. How am I gonna do this? Turn. Oh, he saw me! I don't think I can execute while he's searching, which is a shame. Okay, right. Not ideal, but, you know, I got to a hiding spot. Which I think is valuable. Okay, if you come into this corner, that's fine. I can kill you. The other one might see me, but then I can hide. Turn around, the other dick. Nice, he didn't see me. Maybe I can get... See, he's through the wall. Okay. Okay, I think I'm okay here. February 4th, 1693, the witches are all released and Governor Phipps will not permit further prosecution. Yet, it is this girl I fear the most. I did threaten her with pressing, and with glee she did tell me of the tortures of her own father, who pressed and ducked her unto drowning. Would she not accuse his enemies? So I am not the first man to use this creature, and she is not afeard of my rebukes. Those who see the spirits of unnatural worlds are as conjurers to her, and she will not be dissuaded in her pursuit of them. She must be destroyed by any available measure of the law. Yes, that's the thing. It was law back then. I mean, they could pretty much do it with impunity. I mean, even now, it's easy to think of the old bad days, but we're only ever one organised shithead away from dictatorship. I wonder how bad the witch trials would have been if they had Twitter back then. This could be awkward. No hiding spots. That's bad. There's a raven up there. Good. Yeah, I didn't pick this up yet, did I? The parlour of the judge's house, what we would call the living room, was one of the more spacious indoor areas available for holding trials. The witch trials were sometimes held here and sometimes in another public building, such as a tavern. Yeah, a great way to dispense justice. Get everyone drunk first. I know that's not what... Well... Hopefully that's not what would happen. Oh god, I don't like that. I do not like that one bit, sir. Move, you dick. I think the one on the left there is going to patrol back up to us. He'll get attracted by the raven, and I'll be able to take him out. Might need to run back to the hiding spot, but again, once we're down to only one. Okay, I guess this guy has not as good sight as I expected. Right, okay, I thought that would be a lot worse. I just made a deal that'll keep the demons out of here for a long time. What are we looking for? That looks like a spooky spectre, just the residue. Oh, can I remove this? Nope. Can I get in behind this? No. Oh, yes, I can. What stopped me from saying yes to Ronan? Maybe like its marriage in general. I'd always thought I would just be an independent woman in the world. I may not have processed this possibility enough, but I can't let him go. I can't. Yeah, that's the thing. When you meet the right person, it's, it changes you, I hear. Like, what was important before is no longer as important, apparently.
Oh my god, Baxter? I should have been the one that stopped you.
He's not the killer.
Ronan?
Ah, shit, he's a ghost too.
What the hell is going on? You sick bastard. Why'd you do it? Why'd you bring back the witch trials and kill all those innocent girls?
You think I'm the Bell Killer? Are you insane? I've never killed anyone. You gotta help me. What is this place? We gotta get out of here.
Oh, we gotta get out of here. All of a sudden, we're buds.
True.
You need to tell me what's going on here.
Well, he got shot in the face. Well, in the eye, I suppose. Oh, crap.
So, who killed you?
I meant to select the second
Bell
option,
killer, you idiot.
but, you know,
But I didn't
second
get a good
option
look
is
at his
4.
face.
Why not? What were you doing here?
What were you doing here?
Stupid console
Following
buttons.
a lead. I never dropped the case. Had this psychic, Cassandra, working with me. And we figured out the Bell killer is hunting mediums, like a witch trial execution copycat. At that point, we couldn't let it go, even after Rex demoted me.
So that's why you're at the museum.
Where's the killer?
Where's the killer?
Probably should have asked that first.
No idea. He could be anywhere, but when we fought, he said something I didn't understand at all.
Wait. The killer actually talked?
Not much, but I think I hit a nerve. I told that bastard he'd be dead soon, but he said, I already know death.
Knew it.
And then something about his instrument of death will kill again tonight.
Wait,
My
his instrument of death?
But he kills different ways every time. I don't get it.
Not different ways every time.
Me neither.
He has 4 different
Gotta figure out what
methods,
that means.
apart from just physical bludgeoning. Does he know about Joy?
Cassandra ever bring up her daughter?
Wouldn't shut up about her. We looked for Joy for days, but it was too risky.
Huh.
Cassandra has been begging me to track Joy down, but I haven't found her yet.
You're not gonna believe this. Joy's been helping me tonight.
Figures a cop like you would need help to get this far.
You mean like what? the
Pop
help
me
you got
kettle.
from her mom? Do you know where Cassandra is? Is she still alive?
Last I checked, yeah. I took her to a safe house outside of town.
Oh my God, she's alive. I was sure she'd be dead too. Joy would be freaking ecstatic. She shouldn't end up alone.
Well, how safe is
Get
this
back to
safe house,
Cassandra.
though?
Make sure
You thought
she's
the
still
church was safe.
And bring her back to the station.
What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna quickly check out the cellar and come up with a plan. I hope.
Okay, Baxter seems to have accepted death quite readily. Although we don't know how long he's been down here, to be fair. But, I mean, now we're just... I mean, Ronan quite quickly accepted his version of he wasn't the Bell Killer as well. I mean, I thought it was kind of obvious just from a meta perspective, the storytelling thing, but Ronan doesn't have that luxury. Are there any more books around here? Malus Maleficarum. Was this the last Salem history? It is! Hurrah! The cellar in the home of a judge was often a temporary jail for prisoners awaiting trial. The custom was certainly in practice here, where witch trial subjects were held awaiting judgment of Judge Hawthorne. Long-term holding facilities were unnecessary in these cases, as punishment for witchcraft under English law was always death. Bloody English. I'm about to call him Lord Hawthorne, then George Hawthorne. Who the hell's George Hawthorne? I remember Johnny Hawthorne from GTA London.
What the hell happened down here?
A moida. Search the cellar for the killer's trial. Did the killer abduct people and bring them here? Is that accusing or judging? Judging, I'm gonna say. Can't... His body language is imposing. Really? I mean... I'd say he's very calmly saying, "You're going to die." Stern? So, accusing and judging... Okay. I guess you can do both at the same
You
time,
claim
but...
righteousness, but you know your guilt and cannot deny your punishment is due.
The righteous man. The angry man points in the cell and claims to his accused that punishment is due. It's Abigail. That's a very close-up of her ugly face. She's pleading and imprisoned.
You stood for for justice. How is this just?
Of course she thought it was... It's like kind of natural that she'd think it was unjust and he would think it was. Bet these did almost nothing to combat the darkness. Sure. It's kind of like whatever her face was, the victim with the kerosene. No rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. This looks even less comfortable than the beds I had in prison. I got bills to pay and I got mouths to feed. Ain't nothing in this world for free. I love that song. But where are the clues? Not up there.